10 famous Australian cryptids.
Welcome to Crypto Fun Friday.
Number 10. Hawkesbury River Monster. It seems every country has its version of the Loch Ness Monster, and Australia is no exception. The Hawkesbury River in New South Wales is home to one of the country's most bizarre cryptids. Sightings have described it as an aquatic lizard, measuring up to 24 meters long, with 2 sets of flippers and a long snake-like head and neck. Much like Nessie, this creature roughly matches the description of a plesiosaur, a marine reptile that went extinct 70 million years ago. Hundreds of sightings of the river monster have been reported, which has attracted the attention of hunters and cryptozoologists who have spent decades attempting to report or capture the critter. Have you ever seen the Hawkesbury River Monster? Number 9. The MOEHAU. Well, given that these cryptids hail from New Zealand, maybe we should have called this episode 9 Famous Aussie Cryptids plus 1 Kiwi. At any rate, the MOEHAU are also known as the Mero, wild, violent man-beasts of that country. They're thought to be about the size of a normal man with long, shaggy hair and an ape-like face. Their fingers are said to be extremely long and possess razor-sharp claws used to kill their victims. They're known to be aggressive creatures and haunt the Coromandel mountain range of New Zealand's North Island. Number 8. Gippsland PHANTOMCAT. A short time back, we ran a story on Trending Tuesday that concerned a cryptid known as the Beast of Bodmin. It was a big cat-like creature, not unlike a panther, that was said to prowl about Bodmin Moor in Cornwall, England. It turns out the cryptid cat had a basis in fact. During the 1980s, a nearby zoo released a pack of pumas into the region, helping to inspire the cryptid legend. Now in Australia, there's a similar story. The PHANTOMCAT is said to be a big creature that haunts the Gippsland region of southeastern Victoria. A theory asserts that the animal, or animals, are descended from cougars that US soldiers based in Victoria kept as mascots during World War II. The animals are thought to have been set free and then reproduced in the wild, but there is no conclusive evidence for this. Number 7. Devil Dragon. This creature is thought to be a huge prehistoric lizard that roams the Australian rainforests some 40,000 years after it went extinct, or supposedly went extinct if you buy the rumors. The cryptid is blamed for certain unexplained and mysterious human disappearances in Oz, which have often been associated with strange animal imprints. Cryptozoologists speculate that this creature is actually a surviving member of Megalania prisca, which was known as the world's largest ground-dwelling lizard, more than twice the size of the modern Komodo dragon. Reliably dated fossil records of Australia's giant monitor lizards are around 50,000 years at the most recent, so there's no hard scientific proof this creature is with us today. But hey, it's still fun to speculate, right? Number 6. The Muldjewangk. Well, details on this creature vary. Some say it's a single giant monster, while others say they're a race of half-human, half-fish mermen and mermaids. According to Australian Aboriginal mythology, they dwell deep in the Murray River of South Australia. They're said to hide under large clumps of seaweed, which should be avoided. Pestering these creatures could result in the offender being stricken with running red blisters appearing all over their body, which is followed by a slow, agonizing death. Some elders say these creatures no longer inhabit the river system, and we say that's a good thing. Number 5. Queensland tiger. Its native name is the YARA, and it's described as a dog-sized feline creature with prominent front teeth, stripes, and a long tail. Earliest documented sightings date from 1871, although indigenous traditions of the YARA preceded these. Reports of the creature have consistently been received from northeast of Queensland, but sightings have decreased since the 1950s. A creature similar to the Queensland tiger did exist. Thylacoleo was a large predatory marsupial that became extinct 30,000 years ago, but modern sightings of a creature similar in appearance have led some experts to speculate a small population somehow survived in remote areas. Cryptozoologists speculate that the Tasmanian tiger could provide an explanation. Those creatures matched the description of this cryptid, but were declared extinct in 1986. Is it possible some of them somehow managed to survive? Number 4. YARA. This cryptid comes from Australian Aboriginal mythology and is said to resemble a small red man with an extremely big head, a large toothless mouth, and suckers located on its hands and feet. Rather than hunting for food, it waits for an unsuspecting traveler to rest under the fig tree in which it lives. It then drops out of the tree and drains the victim's blood using the suckers on its hands and feet. The creature then consumes the victim, after which it has a sip of water and takes a nap. When the creature awakes, it regurgitates the victim, leaving it shorter than before, and the victim's skin now has a reddish tint it did not have previously. The regurgitation process is repeated several times until the victim is transformed into a YARA MOEHAU itself. Number 3. Drop bears. The best description of this cryptid might be that they are huge, angry, carnivorous koalas. They supposedly live atop gum and eucalyptus trees and hunt prey by dropping from the trees onto the noggins of their victims, thus knocking them out, whereupon the drop bears use their razor-like claws and sharp teeth to devour them. They are apparently unafraid of larger creatures and prefer to hunt at night. So, how does one protect himself? Well, it's said that spreading Vegemite or toothpaste behind the neck and ears would deter the beasts, but here's the best method of protection we've had. Hold a screwdriver above your head. If the drop bear attacks, it'll impale itself on the tool. There you go, no worries. Number 2. YOWIE. You could call this cryptid the North American Bigfoot and or Yeti of Australia. Also known as the Yahoo, the YOWIE is said to stand up to 12 feet tall with a body covered in brown or black fur. Although generally reported as bipedal, the creatures are known to run on all fours as well. They're most commonly sighted in Queensland's Gold Coast and New South Wales. The first eyewitness accounts date to the 19th century, but sightings as recent as 2014 were reported when 2 YOWIE hunters claimed to have filmed the creature in South Queensland using an infrared tree camera. They supposedly found large footprints and collected fur samples as well. 2 other sightings were reported the same year. Now, a popular theory argues the creature could represent the remnants of an extinct species of ape or some as yet unidentified species of Homo sapiens. Number 1. BUNYIP. This is one of the more famous Australian cryptids and is believed to live close to billabongs, creeks, or swamps. As many as 9 regional variations of this creature are found throughout Aboriginal Australia, so getting a definitive description is difficult. But most accounts agree that the BUNYIP has flippers, tusks, and a horse-like tail. It's said to make a loud bellowing noise when approached and comes out at night to feast on children, women, and animals. Sightings of this cryptid date back to the 19th century and were often reported during the Depression in the 1930s. Some real-life explanations for the BUNYIP include it being the Australasian bittern, a large, shy bird known for its distinctive booming call. It's often referred to as the BUNYIP bird. Fossils of Diprotodon may provide a clue for the existence of the BUNYIP as well. They were the largest known marsupial that ever lived, and some Aboriginal tribes have identified bones of the Diprotodon as belonging to BUNYIPs.